Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. This your boy, Rob Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news with my scaly nose. Y'all forgive me, man. I've been sick the last few days. This cold had me down. But anyway, yeah. This your boy, Rob Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Today is Monday, November 6th, 2023. And real briefly, y'all, I'm going to just be real brief. I know I haven't been doing these videos lately, man. Got a lot of things going on. But one most important thing that's going to happen here in Shreveport and in the whole area of Caddo Parish, coming up on the 18th of December, y'all, we got a runoff for Caddo Parish Sheriff. That's the voting date, November 18th. Y'all mark that day down. Now, we as black people here in this area, I'm gonna just be real, not trying to judge nobody. I'm just calling it what it is. We are the epitome of the definition of insanity. They say the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Now, let me show y'all some game. Now, in this election, you have a well-qualified candidate in former Shreveport Police Chief Henry Whitehorn. You have a qualified candidate, and then you have, don't nobody take this wrong, but you have a white boy puppet who was handpicked by the current corrupt sheriff of Caddo Parish. Steve Prater handpicked John Nicholson, who has no police experience at all. And guess what? Right now, as of the early voting, black people, Nicholson is winning in a city and a parish that is predominantly black. The city of Shreveport alone is almost 60% black. You mean to tell me that we're going to sit up here and be so complacent that we're going to not even vote and allow this white guy who gives no fucks about us at all? It has been proven during his time on John Nicholson's time on Caddo Parish, on the Shreveport City Council. He gives no fucks about black people. This is the worst person that you could possibly choose to take over your responsibilities as sheriff, who was handpicked by the sheriff. What is he going to do about what's going on up there at CCC? The overcrowding, the inhumane conditions, the brutality. Y'all go back and look at that last episode of the Inquisitor where they asked Whitehorn and Nicholson some questions. Man, y'all would be crazy not to get out and vote. Think about it. Niggas can get out on Cinco de Mayo if it was on a Saturday. Niggas just show up for a Mexican motherfucking holiday or celebration, but won't even go vote to change their situation. Now, I'm not trying to be harsh, but the truth is what it is, man. If we want something to change, we have to be the change that we want to see change things. And the only way a lot of this crime and stuff is going to change, because you got to realize, even though the Caddo Parish Sheriff is over all the Caddo Parish, that means Shreveport, Belcher, I think Vivian, Blanchard, even though he's over all that, he has an obligation to Shreveport. Shreveport is the county seat or the parish seat. His offices is in downtown Shreveport, but Shreveport looks like a Vietnam or something. So black people, this shit is very important. I know out of every 10 people that watch this video, at least 5 of y'all got relatives up there in CCC. Hey, Miss Jones, how you doing? Glad you joined me. I'm gonna be real brief. I'm just trying to get us black people to understand that change it's like all over the country and a lot of other bigger cities, black people have gotten it. But here in Shreveport, we so fucking far behind the time. We ain't caught on just yet. Voting is very important. Now, you got a lot of black people say, well, our votes don't really count. You know why it don't really count? Because we don't hold the politicians accountable once we elect them into office. We think that, well, we voted for Whitehorn. He got into office. Our job is done. No, once you get a person into office, your job really starts then, because it is up to you to go to these Caddo Parish committee meetings. It's your job to go to the city council meeting, the school board meeting. It is your job to go to these meetings to hold these people accountable. In a city where there's almost 100,000 black folks, I'm gonna be real, y'all. Even though they got the city council, the parish commission, all these meetings at a time where they know that a lot of people gonna be at work. A lot of people, when it comes up to policy and subject matter that affects your day-to-day life, you should be able to call your job and say, look, man, I need 2 weeks off. I need next Tuesday after next off so I can go down here to this meeting, because they're talking about closing down another school in my neighborhood. They're talking about stop and frisk on the sheriff department if Nicholson get in. Do y'all realize that's unconstitutional? So we as black people need to understand, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Change. Been doing for the last 20 years. But when you go look at the Orthodox Jews that's in Israel, there's a difference between a Jew and a Zionist. I'm going to leave that up to y'all to figure it out. I ain't got enough time to talk about this because I got to get ready and go clock in. But the truth is, most important to y'all, black people, if we sit back, I'm going to just sit back and watch the results on election night. I'm going to try to be at Henry Whitehorn's election watch party. Man, if we don't elect this brother who has proven during his tenure in law enforcement that encompasses over almost 20 years that he's competent and capable. But here we now have a white boy, John Nicholson, who's a lawyer, who has no law enforcement experience at all. You want me? Let me tell y'all why, and I'm going to end this video. I'm going to tell y'all why. Steve Prater chosen. Steve Prater got a lot of illegal shit going on. Steve Prater now will take your motherfucking car, confiscate it, take it to the impound, know that the prices are too high. Most of y'all losing cars through the impound. Your property taxes. They got a scheme going on with the boy who owned Inquisitor where they literally are seizing people's property who are behind on their property tax, taking it and selling the properties on auction, and they have their friends in there buying those properties. Yeah, Steve Prater got a lot of illegal shit. Just look at the inhumane violations that he got going on up at Caddo Correctional Center. And y'all want to put his handmade puppet, his hand-picked puppet, John Nicholson, in that spot? You know why John Nicholson was handpicked? Because he will go along with Steve Prater to get along. Meaning that us niggas are going to be left alone. And not left alone. We're going to be left alone to fend for ourselves. But we're not going to be left alone because John Nicholson is a heavy opponent of stop and frisk. A violation of your Fourth Amendment. Saying that we got to do something about the guns. Stop bringing the motherfuckers in here because you can't convince me that the police are not part of the problem when it comes to the drugs and the guns that's coming in to our neighborhoods. Yeah, we know what's going on. Well, those who know what's going on. John Nicholson is nothing more than an extension. For those, if he gets elected, which we're all getting right now, according to early voting, he's in the head by damn near 500 votes. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But he's already leading in early voting. That means Negroes got to come out to the motherfucking polls in numbers. If nothing else, black folks, we can give this white man Steve Prater all this chance to prove that he was gonna do good and help us with the crime. He hasn't. Why not give the black man a chance? Why not get up off your ass on that Saturday morning and go down there and vote? And if you can't vote, get up off your ass every day and tell somebody to go vote. Even if you can't vote, influence somebody else to vote, because this is going to be a very important decision. And guess what's going to happen, y'all? Y'all ain't paying attention. And white folks are already using all kind of racial slurring, racial intimidation type tactics, telling you this and that. John Nicholson showed me one day where you even did a ride along with the motherfucking police. He hasn't. But you got Chief Whitehorn, who spent all of his career in the police department, who knows law enforcement firsthand. So the choice is up to us, man. If that white man wins, and this is not racial shit, I don't give a fuck about what color you are. You could be a motherfucking Chinese midget. For all I care. I care about what's right. And this ain't got nothing to do with racism. This is just keeping shit true. If us Negroes, who make up almost 60% of this city and this parish, allow this racist ass white boy to win this election, you cannot get mad when your daughter get raped. I shouldn't have said that. Facebook, take this shit down. Well, when your daughter gets assaulted, when your sons and daughters get assaulted, pillaged, raped, beat, and murdered in this city, and especially by police, because guess what? Police are doing that too. Yeah. Remember that one sheriff deputy who just last year beat that old lady over there in this free city out of damn near $7,000? Come to find out that there was a common practice that Caddo Parish deputies are implementing. So y'all, we better get up and we better wake the fuck up. We better wake the fuck up and realize we can get on Facebook and talk all this pretty shit, but when I get on Facebook and tell y'all these things that you really need to understand, they be like, man, nobody want to hear that. I'm finna post what I had for dinner last night. You know, I'm finna post my graduation picture. I'm finna do all this shit on Facebook, but not listen to somebody that's telling y'all the truth. If we don't get out there on November 18th and put Henry Whitehorn into that motherfucking office, it shows two things. That we have been systematically indoctrinated, like Willie Lynch said, to the point where we'll fight against ourselves instead of fighting against the people who oppress us. And the second, anyway, man, let me get up, man. Let me see what y'all, some of y'all, please watch your words. Yeah, I have to watch my words. Sometimes I'll be passionate about the shit that I say. Fuck it. All they can do is just take this motherfucking channel down. All they can do is ban me off Facebook. But don't be able to realize in real life, I read books, real books. And I'll do whatever I need to do in real life. Because this Facebook is just an extra means for me to do the advocacy that I do when I'm out here in the streets. See, my advocacy is out here in the streets. I'm out here actually, wherever I go, to the grocery store, the liquor store, the motherfucking Nike store. Well, no matter where I go, I'm trying to get people to understand that politics plays a big part in your life. They say, it's two things you don't talk about, religion and politics. I say, why the fuck not? Those are the two things that's keeping us oppressed. Because he got a bunch of Negroes talking about them Zionist folks over there in Israel, the God's chosen people. So I mean, what the fuck that means about the rest of us? Who are we? That means I wouldn't even want to serve a God who created 93,000 different type of people and chose one as his favorite. He created all these races, but said one race is his favorite. Ain't that the epitome of racism? That's where racism comes from, your religion. Literally, religion teaches you racism. Because he say, God say in the Bible or whatever, God say, I don't like these people. I need you to go down there and kill everything. I mean, from the men, the women, the children, the babies, even down to the sheep. If you see a caterpillar crawling, you kill that caterpillar. Ain't that racism? So if we don't get out on the 18th and vote for Whitehorn, it shows two things to these folks who are the power structure really behind the scenes. It shows that we don't even give a fuck about our own progression. And we're so complacent that we will let this, I'm going to say, I know he's racist, but this closet racist, John Nicholson, we will allow him to be the puppet that allows Steve Prater to continue his regime, his corruption, taking your houses on auction, taking your property on auction. This is the real reason why he wants John Nicholson into that office. So Nicholson gonna be his yes man to continue the fucking corruption that Steve Prater is involved in. But here we are, almost 60% of the population, and we are going to allow it by not just simply getting up, taking, I don't care if it takes 2 hours. You got to go stand in that line and vote for 2 hours. But that's 2 hours of your life where you can make a change, where your sons and daughters won't be getting their ass kicked or brought up on fraudulent charges, brought down there at the Caddo Parish courthouse, then going to CCC, sitting up in that motherfucker for 3-4 years, living 3 men to a bathroom. This is the kind of shit Steve Prater got going on. And if you all vote for John Nicholson or don't go and vote and allow Nicholson to get in, the shit's going to continue. Y'all be blessed.